Hello everybody! These days, as developers, we use Docker for everything. But on Windows servers, somehow it feels harder and harder to make it work. This is Stef from Samayas, and welcome to my channel. As a developer, on Windows 10 or Windows 11, installing Docker Desktop is easy and can be used from a command line or through the app. And it supports both Linux and Windows-based containers. However, when we want to use the same packages on a Windows Server 2025, somehow it has become harder and harder rather than easier. Windows Server 2019 introduced Docker Engine with Windows container support, running both in process isolation and Hyper-V isolation mode. The platform supported the enterprise version, which later became the Mirantis Container Runtime. During this period, LCOW or Linux containers on Windows were available as experimental features, allowing you to run both Linux and Windows containers simultaneously on the same host. Unfortunately, in Windows 2022, initially support for Windows containers did improve and stability was offered. However, Docker deprecated LCOW, first in version 2010 and then later completely removed it in Docker version 2030. This removal was significant because LCOW never really reached completeness and had numerous technical issues with the Windows API. And later on, Docker and Microsoft tried to push and to migrate it to the WSL2, but that is not really multi-user and you need an image per user. In Windows Server 2025, support for Windows containers is still there, but introduces a new number of challenges. Process-based isolation is experiencing significant issues, and over time, also networking issues have emerged, specifically with that process isolation. And LCOW is completely not supported anymore. So even if you download a new Mirantis Enterprise version, taking extraction of licensing issues, it just runs Windows containers. And then if we know that 75% of Docker containers out there are Linux-based, so that's really a bummer. Docker Desktop on Windows Server does work, but it's user-based, and so you can't really run it as a server. However, it can be used on a Windows Server as a build machine where you use specific configurations so that a specific user still has access to those Docker images. But that's not really feasible. So let's dig in. So I've just finished installing Windows Server 2025 and I went to the Microsoft site, learn.microsoft.com, virtualization, Windows container, quick start, setup environment. And there I scrolled down to the Windows Server section. And now I'm going to do a Docker CE install. And as we can see, we need to launch a PowerShell script. First, we need to download our PS1 and then next we need to install. So let's give that a shot. I've started a Windows PowerShell with administrative rights and I haven't installed anything else. I can install a newer version, but for this sample I won't do that. And I first copied over my web request, and the first PowerShell command is a simple download of the PS1 on a GitHub user content. And we can see our script is downloaded. Next, we'll execute that. And for that, we will execute it. And it starts very easily our Windows containers. And it needs to restart. And after the restart, our PowerShell script automatically continues. And now our containers are installed. And now it's downloading Docker itself, and Docker is installed. Now if we have a look at Docker stats, nothing is running. So Docker is working. Now let's try to run a Docker run hello world. And we have a hello world running. Do keep in mind that this is Windows only, no Linux. In this part, I've reset my Windows Server 2025 again from scratch. I went again to the learn.microsoft.com/visualization/Windows containers, quick start, setup environment. And this time I'm going to install containerd. I've again started a PowerShell with administrative rights. If I type docker, nothing happens. So now again, I'm gonna copy the invoke request and download the script to install containerd. And I have my script, and now I'll execute that script and the installation will start. And again, in the first part, the container feature is installed and then a reboot happens. And then finally, the containerd is installed. And now restart will happen, and automatically after the restart, the PowerShell script simply continues. And now it's installing containerd, and Docker is installed. So let's run a Docker stats, and of course, this is expected behavior. Containerd is not exactly Docker. It still allows you to run containers, but the syntax is slightly different. What is installed out of the box is nerd control, which is a Docker compatible CLI, as you can see here. And I can just simply do nerd control run hello world. It'll download slightly differently, but it'll still run. And again, we have hello from Docker. And again, containerd is Windows only containers. And now I've reinitiated for a third time my Windows Server 2025. And I again went to the site learn.microsoft.com/virtualization/Windows containers/quick start setup environment. And under Windows servers, there's a third tab, Mirantis Container Runtime, or MCR. And contrary to the first two blocks, Docker CE and containerd, for the Mirantis Container Runtime, or MCR, there's no script. Mirantis is an external company, and this is a paying product. And so now, technically, you should create an account and pay for it in order to be able to set it up. Well, for demo purposes, after searching around a little bit, I did find the docmirantis.com, where I did find a Mirantis MCR version 20.50 with an install script. And so now I'm going to try that. And first, there's a get Mirantis install PS1, and we'll simply download that. We'll click on the save as link, and I'll save it to my downloads directory. And now that it's downloaded, I'll go to the properties of this file and unflag that the file is downloaded, so it's considered safe. Next, I restart a PowerShell script, and after having downloaded the install script, optional, but they do recommend to set the execution policy to remotely signed script to be accepted. So we'll do that. I'll go to the location where the script is located, and I'll run the install script. And let's see what it gives. And the installation is starting. Now apparently the installation should be complete, and so I should reboot. So let's do that. And so this time, after a reboot, PowerShell is not restarted. So let's restart PowerShell ourselves. And so again, we're going to run docker run hello world and see if that works. And that seems to be working. And so again, my hello world is working. However, even though I was able to install the Mirantis version, I have no legal license. And so if you want to continue, you do have to purchase a license for this to run on your Windows server. And so now I've shown 3 ways to install Docker as a server product on a Windows Server 2025. Docker CE, containerd, and Mirantis. The first 2 are open source. The third one needs to be bought separately. However, all 3 only support Windows containers. If your goal is to install Docker on your Windows server and then to run the .NET Core products, which has a Windows host, everything is working fine. If, however, you want to run Linux containers for your build process, then we need Docker Desktop. So let's have a look at that. So I've again reset my Windows Server 2025, and this time I'm going to install Docker Desktop. And for that, I'm first gonna install all the features necessary for WSL2. And for that, the first sub-feature which I'm gonna install without rebooting is the Microsoft Windows subsystem for Linux. The next sub-feature which I'm gonna install is the virtual machine platform. And after installing those two features, I need to restart my server. So let's do that. And now that the machine is rebooted, I've restarted PowerShell with admin rights. And now I'm going to set WSL version to 2. And now it's downloading and taking the latest Linux 2.6.1. And now quick test and WSL should be okay. And now, optionally, I could install Ubuntu, but I don't really need it. And now I go to the Docker site and I download Docker for my Windows AMD 64. And now I can just launch my Docker desktop. And here I'm choosing to take WSL2 instead of Hyper-V. And I click OK. And the installation is successful. And now let's start up Docker Desktop. And this is of course the classical version that you also use on your development workstations. And starting the engine takes some time. And now Docker is running. And so again, from command line, we can do a docker run hello world. An image again is downloaded. And we receive hello world. Seems to be quite easy, right? However, if I close my Docker desktop and I run again docker run hello world, suddenly I have some issues. It completely fails. And so even though by installing Docker Desktop on Windows Server, I can run Linux images with it, the problem is that I have to have a user which is locally connected and stays connected and have Docker Desktop open for this to run from your build processes. So it is possible, but there are some implications to make this work. And so in an ideal world, it would not be necessary. And so after restarting, again, it reworks. So personally, it feels like Docker on Windows is as good as dead. And the only way forward is to host and run Docker on Linux machines. If you guys enjoy this content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell sign. Or leave a comment down below.